Hello and welcome to the What's the Haps podcast. I'm your host, Chicken Joe, along with my co-host, Rosemarie, last name redacted, professional latte artist. Rose.
I wish I was a professional latte artist.
Well, dang it, Rose, you're getting paid $13 an hour to make lattes. I'd hope you're...
Until September 30th is it $13 an hour.
All right, I apologize.
Floridian.
I apologize. Actually...
On that law, I voted no.
Really?
We weren't supposed to, because now inflation's a little crazy.
I mean, inflation's going to be a little crazy anyways. Minimum wages. The listeners are not here for me talking about economic policies that I don't understand.
I think that William Burnham Fleck would love to hear what you have.
Will is an avid listener. All right. Back on track, Rose.
Okay, sorry.
I think we owe an apology to the listeners. We're a couple days late.
And it's all my fault.
It's my fault as well. Typically we record Sundays. I was getting an oil change. Rose had something else going on. Rose, what did you have going on?
We were doing our event, our past 2 week sponsor event.
Yes.
And it went really well.
Yeah?
Yeah, we filled up our spots in 3 hours.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Which is less than one lunch. Yeah, and then
And the event was good?
Well, not everyone came, but almost everyone came.
Okay.
And it was really good. It was so beautiful. It looked like a wedding.
Yeah.
Every girl was just like, oh, it's so beautiful.
And there was flowers?
There were flowers.
And breakfast?
And breakfast.
And
Julie Musselman.
Julie, okay.
The whole day.
Very good.
She's basically like Minidor's right-hand woman.
Chief of staff, I think is the term.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But.
Julie, if you ever listen to this, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Julie.
What else about it? The breakfast was delicious.
The breakfast, really?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
The coffee was delicious.
Oh.
I'm dreaming about that Panera coffee.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know you.
I'm a big Panera fan.
I don't believe it.
No, I think their sandwiches
for white girls.
Dude, I don't care,
Their
man.
nails done.
Jeez. I literally don't care. I think the coffee's good.
He didn't even
I think this
twice at my nails.
All right. Well,
my nails done and
oh, they look very good. They look very nice, Rosemarie.
Do they look like claws?
A little bit. All right. Back in on Panera.
Live in fear.
Oh my gosh. Panera's a great. Make a great product. Overpriced, probably because of the $13 minimum wage.
It's not bad.
It's brutal.
It's not.
If you eat like an adult male human, you weren't walking out of that place spending less than $17.
Moral punctuation.
Who are you, the grammar Nazi?
Saying like you were gonna eat an adult male.
No, I said like an adult male.
It was just confusing as all.
Well, I'm glad your event went well. I'm glad that you had Panera coffee. And yes.
Yeah.
So, Rose, there's a big event. We're going to dial back in for the listeners. Big event on campus, right? First.
We already talked about it. It was the Theotokos brunch bouquets and blues.
There was another event that was a little more well attended. The first home football game.
It was the first home football game.
I thought it went excellent. It was a blast.
I had quite the fun time. I didn't watch any of it.
I saw the pick six. I think that was Luis Nunez.
There was a pick six.
Pick six, yeah.
How much fun?
It was fun. And
often in AMU games or no?
I think Fort Lauderdale is one of the worse, less good teams that we play. So if it was going to happen, that game would be more likely, but it's not unheard of.
Interesting.
So, well done, Louise. And the honestly, the student section is incredible. The vibes are always there.
I did so good at cornhole.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
played and I got 19 of the 21 points.
Who's your teammate?
Joe Burke.
Oh, come on, Joe.
For sucking.
Shout out to Joe. Joe, if you're listening to this, practice. Do better.
He was all like, I'm an expert.
Yeah, it's...
But, I think cornhole is truly just, luck of the draw. Are you going to do
Unless you're, I don't know, somehow...
Midwest?
No, I was going to say, unless you somehow find yourself watching like midday television and it's like randomly the world cornhole tournament.
Actually, so true.
And they're just like.
I've done that before, but with dodgeball.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Like.
I think so. Yeah, like super high level competitive dodgeball or tag or like.
Tag!
Frisbee, might I add?
Oh, no.
No, we don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. But if you have thoughts on this, leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
But
leave it in the comments.
Cornhole. Yeah, cornhole's a weird. Some people love it. Some people get like real hooked on it.
We used to have like the only thing that you could do at lunch was like go melt on the blacktop or play cornhole. And so I play cornhole like every day.
That's why you scored 19 points.
Well, I'm either really good or really bad. You're always consistently really good. Well, literally sink 4 out of 4 most of the time.
He's probably from Kentucky.
Kellyanne Scanlon, actually. From Ave Maria, Florida.
So I was wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about Kellyanne.
We're talking about the vibes of the football game. We said they were excellent, except for the fact that the game got canceled because of lightning.
Did it not end?
It did not end. No, I think they got about halfway through the third quarter, which is really tragic because that's one of those games that like a lot of guys can get off the bench.
Yeah.
Where like they aren't really getting off the bench much because like if you don't travel with the team, you've got like 4 or 5 games in a season. I don't know how many home games they have. And a lot of them are like, you know, conference games that are like pretty tight that we have to fight pretty hard for. So it's a bummer for a lot of those guys. But keep working, keep trying.
A lot of them too, because you were all the pizza guy.
I did. I helped. I was an equipment manager for the football team for a couple of years. I don't know so many of the freshmen this year, which I'm guessing are going to be like more of the guys on the bench.
Gotcha.
But I know a good number of the guys on the football team. And
there you go.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Great job, football team.
Great job. Good luck in Dayton this weekend. We're going up to Ohio.
Wow.
We probably won't miss.
How much do they travel? Like how far? I mean, is Ohio like?
Ohio's probably the furthest this year. Typically, it's just in Florida. Usually, they'll go to. They will go up to Michigan. And in the past, I believe they've gone to Texas, maybe. So the beginning of the season, they'll travel kind of far. And then later in the season, when they get into conference games where they're playing other Sun Conference teams, they stay in Florida.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
Now
we can move on.
Rosemarie says we can move on. That's what we'll do.
Enough questions.
Time for
Oh, no.
one of my favorite segments.
Oh, no. We didn't do it last episode.
We didn't, but I still love it. The chicken rant.
Which we still need a better name for.
Well, no one left anything in the comments. Will of Canterbury, I'm talking to you. The cafeteria is out of control. The lines, unreal.
That's so true.
Last Thursday, so a week before this hopefully will be uploaded, I went to lunch. At 11:30, the line was all the way to the stairs. It was unreal. At 11:30, though, there's no...
It opens at 11:30.
Exactly.
Showing up before the doors are open, and so everyone's lining up because no one's going inside. You have to go at like 11:37.
No, because at 11:37, the line was still there because it was all the way to the stairs. It was unreal.
What's worse is going at noon, and the line is literally out the door.
Yes, this is unreal. Okay?
It is unreal. You're absolutely right. I don't know why the freshmen have decided to not change their meal times yet.
Yes. And the line is, I feel like the lines are moving slow. Like everyone's waiting in line for like 5 minutes to get their food. And then you get up and you have your plate and all of a sudden you start moving slow. You don't know how to scoop food onto a plate.
You're so right.
The lines are moving slow. There's fewer options as well. They used to have burgers or chicken tenders every day at the Flame.
That's kind of disgusting though.
So what? It's more options. Have you seen some of this stuff?
Maybe they're trying to make our student body a little more healthy.
They aren't healthy eating the greasy barbecue pork. That's no better.
Up eating a piece of broccoli today because of the amount of oil on it.
Yeah. Right. So the the pork isn't going to be any healthier than a hamburger. It's all kind of low grade food, right? So it's not that. I really think they're pinching pennies. They're pinching pennies because it doesn't cost them anything to have people wait in line, but it costs them more for them to have another option. And so that
what about
is a major disappointment.
Rumor that Slackin was going to stop being our contracting food service.
I've heard
3 years now.
I think it's been like 3 years. I think at some point they redid the contract.
I think it was this past year.
It might have been the year before when we got the Mongolian grill and they started like the burger station that they had last year.
January.
Was it?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Yeah, so that's how. Well, no.
You know what I think happened is their contract was ending, and so then they got the Mongolian grill in January.
Yes.
And then they amped up for
Well, no.
January and February.
No, because the Mongolian grill was promised for like a semester prior before we actually got it. Because they had like the rice bowl station.
And they
Yes.
kind of ramp up.
Yes.
This summer or whatever.
Now it's
Find it.
yeah. Now they've got it. They've got it back for however long, and now it's just kind of bum again.
Now no one's happy.
So the options are all terrible. Another complaint is that if you show up in that place after 7:30 p.m., the options are absolutely decimated. Like no, you can't get stuff at the sandwich station. You get scraps for pizza. Even the food is like, just like the options just like aren't there. Like the regular food at like the main.
What are they gonna do though? Like make a whole new batch of potatoes
I guess so.
when they're ends.
Put some chicken tenders in. Look,
True.
I don't know what it is. Something has to change because this is a downgrade from last year. And if we're all about this continuous improvement, well, we can't be walking backwards.
Thing about continuous improvement.
The
Like modern philosophers.
No, it's actually Paul Husak, the chief operating officer at Ave Maria University.
That's really awkward. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he, I think in his
Paul.
no, Paul, we aren't ripping on you, but he talks about lean a lot. If you're going to talk about lean, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk, Paul.
Isn't lean like something else?
It has something to do with like efficiency. Well, I think it might be a drug or something. I don't know. William of Canterbury, leave it in the comments.
Why would you know that?
Because he just knows a lot of stuff.
Will does not need all these shout outs.
All right, no more Will shoutouts.
Should we shout out the big dog? Or is that not yet?
The big dog's coming. The big dog's coming soon.
Okay.
Hold on to your horses.
I'm not allowed to vary.
Yeah. So lean is this operating principle of just like efficiency and continuous improvement. And the cafeteria is not very lean right now because it's neither efficient or improving. And it's brutal. It's kind of rough. So don't leave your comments here. Leave your comments on the little smiley face iPad while you're waiting in line.
That's so awkward though, because then they're staring you down while I put frowns.
Just do it. You're paying for it.
I had Izzy hide me, and I did it the other day.
I do it all the time. They don't even care. I think they all hate me. But
Most people do.
it's okay. I'm not here for the people. Yeah. Put them on the little smiley face iPad. And if they don't want you to put stuff there, then they shouldn't have it out. End of rant.
All right.
End of rant. All right. Rose, would you like to introduce the next segment?
Is it the big dog?
It's the big dog.
Big dog. All right. Everyone, get on the edge of your seats.
We already are.
Are you, Joe? I see you sitting leisurely.
Don't tell the listener that.
Get on the edge. Katie, are you on the edge? Katie's so on the edge. Okay, the big dog of this week is Alden tests luck. I actually don't know how to say his last name.
I didn't know that he had a last name.
Anyway, Alden did a great, wonderful deed this past week because some crazy people threw it back to Intervis Bash. And Alden came and brought tulips for a housewarming gift. How wonderful. First of all, regular flowers to receive are amazing, but tulips are like the expensive ones.
Are they actually?
Nobody just gets tulips. Like, you have to spring for tulips.
I had no idea.
Anyway, it was amazing. And they're on our coffee table.
Very good. I feel like
those ladies' coffee table. Whoever threw that
bash. I thought the bash was up to Ave Maria's code of conduct. I thought it was appropriate.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it weren't, we would all get written up by you.
Yeah, you would.
Our little RA stickler.
I'm not a stickler, just doing my job.
Just when you think having RA friends really gives you perks, it just does the opposite.
I'm
just kidding. It doesn't matter.
Brady, don't listen to her. I don't cut them any slack.
I said that. I said you give this the opposite.
All right. But anyways, tulips. Tulips are a delicate flower. I feel like tulips don't stay pretty, or they don't stay like fresh.
Right now, they're very droopy and like reddish, but they were pink.
A tulip is a good flower.
I just changed their water though, so maybe they'll survive. All I know,
I couldn't tell you.
I was jaw dropped. Maggie and I were like walking in with him, and we saw the flowers in his backpack, and she was like, "He has flowers," and we were like, "What's going on here?" And then he was like, "I brought you guys a gift."
Wow,
Like, the coolest thing ever.
What class?
Seriously. Anyway, now there's also like 20 bouquets in our.
Yeah, classy, flirtatious. I don't know if it's quite into the realm of being a simp. I don't know. I guess it's classy. Whatever.
Bringing flowers is just 1,000% like a tradition that needs to be brought back into reality, I think.
Why?
It's like similar to like opening a car door for a woman. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm pursuing you.
Fair enough.
I think that like bringing flowers to an event, especially like our event was like the first time back.
As like a greeting gift. Yeah. Well,
Very appropriate.
I'm not going to say what. Never mind.
Anyway,
Alden. Big dog of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Right?
No. Yes.
Quit being a clown, Rose.
I'm trying to do my part in this, Joseph.
I'm just messing with you. All right. So, this is podcast 3, right? Did we already go over this? Yes, podcast 3.
Podcast number 3.
It's pretty good. Week 3, podcast 3. We will try and be better. But as we all know, life gets in the way. But we'll be better. And podcast 3. We got, I think over 100 views between the 2 previous podcasts. So
There's no way.
I think so. I think
You've been checking up on the stats?
Oh, I'm always looking at.
But are you like 20% of those views?
I don't think so. I hope not.
I only ever listened to it twice.
That's pretty good.
Or once each.
Okay. No, I'm not padding the stats. No. But I do think that probably makes us the second most popular podcast at Ave Maria.
Hopefully. Probably not for long, though.
Yeah, we are definitely hot on the heels of the Catholic Theology Show. Get out of the way, Dr. Dauphiné.
Hey.
We're coming for that spot. Not out of the way.
Don't talk to him like that.
But there's a new sheriff in town, and his name
There's a new podcast
is me and Rosemarie. So that is exciting.
Last name redacted. What's next in your little book?
All right, so I've got a little list of notes for the listeners. It's a little brown notebook, and
it's actually very.
Yes, it was on clearance.
Very manly aesthetic.
It was on clearance.
Walmart.
Yes. Favorite podcast, Rose?
What's the Haps? Obviously.
Oh my gosh! Boo.
Hey, what do you hate about our podcast? Come on.
I love our podcast, but we're a bunch of bum college kids. Like, this is not the stuff of quality podcast.
Well, this microphone is quality.
Yes. Shout out
my
AV.
Adobe audition skills are almost quality.
Yeah, but a good podcast doesn't talk about the cafeteria for 5 minutes.
Okay, so true. Anyway.
Podcast inspiration.
Just read something about that in my podcasting class.
No way.
Yeah. It was all like, good conversation doesn't take too long on one topic. And then also, you can't like lecture and you have to be willing to like move where the conversation goes, because if you're sticking to your then
yeah,
really an involved conversation.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why Jordan Peterson can be difficult to listen to.
He says that too about himself.
Yeah. And
my biggest insecurity is the fact that I talk too much.
Yeah, and he really like, and he's a smart. He's you know, he's got his doctorate, right?
Yeah.
He's very learned. So like, yeah, like it's understandable that he would want to talk, and he's used to that lecture style coming from like being a professor. Mm-hmm. But that's, I think, why he's a little difficult to listen to. But he still
wants to talk about what he's talking.
Yes, because I think his mind like is like preoccupied on this. Enough about Jordan Peterson. Come on, Rose. What is it? Favorite
podcast? I don't know. I used to listen to Matt Walsh.
Okay.
And Michael Knowles once a day.
Really?
Summer that I was folding laundry and making beds.
Darn.
8 hours. And that was what my entertainment was.
Yeah.
I really liked it because I felt like I was in the know, especially when I was like so cut off from society. I was in a laundry room from like 8 a.m. to
Jeez.
So it was really nice. But then I would run out of those episodes to listen to.
And it'd be a little rough?
I would listen to Crime Junkie.
Oh.
Because of Katie, actually. I forgot about that. She keeps just nodding and rolling her eyes.
Yeah. Maybe we probably need to get Katie on so we can hear her opinion on these things.
No, but she turned me on to Crime Junkie, and it's really interesting and also incredibly unsettling. And when you're in the Megadorm laundry room and there's like just laundry going and you're alone and it's like the middle of summer and it's about to start raining, like I was so scared.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. But it was really interesting.
Very good, very good.
What are yours, Joe?
So I would say the podcast I listen to, technically not a podcast, but it is on Spotify in the podcast section. It's an old radio show by NPR, National Public Radio. It's called Car Talk, and it has two brothers, Tom and Ray Magliozzi, both MIT graduates, and they ran like a mechanic shop, an auto mechanic for like years and years. And they just take callers, like people calling in to ask about their cars. And this was like recorded in like the 80s and 90s. But it was
such a weird thing to look at.
It's absurd. It's absurd. I got it from my dad because like I don't know, like would be like driving to soccer practice. My dad would like turn on the radio and we'd be listening to Car Talk.
Even though it's from the 80s and 90s?
They would like, NPR would like play recordings of it.
Way.
Yeah. Because it's they just have like an incredible give and take. Like their back and forth repertoire. I don't know what the word is. There's probably a French word for it. But they're absolutely hilarious, informational, enjoyable, light.
So nothing like ours.
Yes. Well, I don't know. They're both like, but they're both very intelligent. Yes, nothing like ours. Nothing like ours. So,
yeah, because
huge pitch,
and you take, but you don't give, and I can't take.
Unbelievable, Rose.
And
I will not stand for this abuse. I can't. I was gonna pitch someone again. I was gonna call someone out, but I can't because he's already been called out like 3 times. So, Car Talk.
William.
Shh. I said.
You're not that special, but maybe you are.
Maybe we need to have him on too. I don't know.
Maybe he's just the most devout listener because he's.
He is devout. The other thing, other podcast. And I typically don't listen to the whole of it. I don't really agree with all of his views. But I think Andrew Klavan, also the Daily Wire, has his satirical introductions, I think, are just absolutely hilarious. Typically about all I need to hear from him. But the way that he a bit that he does is he always like says like president and venal houseplant Joe Biden or whatever, and just kind of he has satirical intros that are just absolutely hilarious. They never miss, and I think that's really some of his best work. And I find it hilarious. Like, I'll listen to the podcast just for the first 5 minutes of it.
That's so interesting. I barely know anything about it.
Give it a listen.
Maybe I will. Maybe you just convinced me.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
Yeah. Well, Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles. Is what's his name? Andrew? Drew, whatever, I don't know.
Andrew Clavin.
Is he, like, also as pessimistic? Because that's kind of why people don't really like Michael Knowles or Matt Walsh. Because they're kind of annoying with how, like...
I have not listened to them for a solid 3 years. Like, I haven't listened to them since before I came to Ave, I listened to a lot more of them. Because I think I cared more about politics. And then I think now that I'm at Ave, I'm just like... I think I'd listen to them for a little bit, and I was like, they just keep saying the same things over and over again. It's like, I've heard all this.
Well,
let's dig into it.
Decided what their things are.
Yes.
At least, especially when Matt Walsh came out with the "What Is a Woman" thing.
Yeah.
The summer that I was listening to him every day.
Oh, okay.
It became
transgender
episode, and so I was kind of just over it.
How the heck did you put up with that for a summer?
I was so bored. It was good to get that news though.
It is good. It is good.
Michael Knowles thing is a portion.
Mm-hmm.
At least during that time.
I like Michael Knowles. I find him funny, and I think he was in Mass of the Ages, an excellent documentary about the Latin Mass. I would highly recommend it to anyone and everyone, especially if you're interested in Latin Mass.
He was
on it.
So he has a good stage presence.
Yes, that too. That as well. So.
And he's funny.
Yeah. So I guess we have some work to do. We have some work to do, and to aspire to our podcast inspirers.
That I like. That isn't just one person talking.
Yeah.
You know what this is so embarrassing, but there's this YouTube people that are getting popular now because they have this podcast. It's called the Dropouts Podcast. They're the worst humans. They're so awful, and sometimes the things they talk about are just...
Oh, come on, Rose.
It's so gross. But I don't watch all of it or any of it really, but some of the clips, it's just the banter is really good.
You can admit that you watch YouTube shorts.
I do. It's really bad. But I mean, I don't watch their podcast. I can't.
You just, it'll just it'll be in your feed or whatever.
I'll see something or other. And it's just really funny because the one guy is the most the main guy. He's so funny, but in the most dry way possible.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you don't know if he's joking or not. But the people on the podcast with him can go along with it so well. So I guess that's what I would say. I would aspire to.
The Dropouts. You want a similar? You want a similar?
Similar
vibe, different subject material.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well.
But because I feel that's how my conversations typically go. At least.
Similar, yeah, a dry humor. Fair enough.
Just quick, back and forth.
What does that even mean?
I'm quick-witted. No. It just means it's less of what we're doing right now where there's pause.
Oh.
Long pause.
I don't know. I'd have to listen to it to really
You do a similar thing too, but I think we're not comfortable enough with this.
Yeah, you make me uncomfortable.
I know.
So
Katie tells me. She's done studying.
Yeah, but all right.
Okay.
So now that I'm uncomfortable, folks, it's been a great time. Thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you next week, hopefully.
On Monday.
A little more punctually.
Don't look at me like that.
I didn't look at anyone like that. I think punctuality is an excellent virtue.
Mm-hmm.
Severely underrated. So let's all try and practice some punctuality. Oh, last plug. The Ardens Virtus household is hosting a Rose.
Songs I wrote for you.
Songs I wrote for you. Tell us about it, Rose.
It's on Friday at, I think, 7:30. There's 11 people coming and singing their original songs.
Really?
But the thing is, it costs $5, so I haven't decided if it's worth my while or not.
I would highly recommend anyway. I think Art and Spiritus is an excellent household.
I also think that.
They've got a lot of potential. And
Are you going to see... You can go and see Chicken Joe live?
I think I already have plans Friday. So sorry, Ardens.
Else to go.
If you're bored Friday night, show up. $5. Heck, go nuts, man. It'll be fun.
I know.
It'll be fun. They're a bunch of clowns, and it'll be hilarious.
All right. With that, we'll sign off.
Adios. Sayonara. See you later, suckers.